Well, the point is here, I mean, we've seen this, but now you have a number of other parties that have emerged. I mean, I think, for example, of the Workers' and Socialist Party, which is now led by, of all people, Moses Mayakiso, the first General Secretary of the National Union of Metal Workers. Now, they're making those sort of noises about the same sort of thing, as is the most rumbustious crowd on the well, I was going to say left, no, on the right, left, whatever they are, I don't know, the EFF. So are you going to say vote for one of them?
We are watching these events, and indeed some of the people who support our campaign are going to vote for one of those smaller parties. Our statement, our call is general enough, and this takes me back to explaining what our campaign is about. Yes. It's general enough to allow those who feel, rather than spoil their ballot, they would prefer to vote for one of the smaller parties. And indeed, some of these emerging parties, some people think that even though they may not be perfect at this point, they may be taking us in the right direction. Personally, I don't see that. I don't see that any of the existing parties would definitely be the answer. I'm therefore going to spoil my ballot by voting no. And I'm hoping that when we tally the numbers of those that have spoiled their ballot and those that have voted tactically, it will send a very strong message to the dominant parties in our country.
There is a problem there, because if you spoil your ballot, and usually in every election since 1994, it's been between 0.9% and 1.6%. So even if it increases to, say, 3 or 4%, the politicians, the Electoral Commission can turn around and say, obviously we need more voter education. These people have joined the Amakaba, the uneducated, and don't know how to vote. Yeah. That's what they'll do. So you won't be able to tell. And the same would apply, surely. You can't tell how many people would be swayed who were ANC voters to go and vote for the WASP because of Moses Mayakiso, or because they're taken up or getting so angry that they go and vote for the EFF. Yeah. You can't tell. So you're not going to know, but you're just making a contribution. Why? To reduce the ANC majority?
Well, these votes will be counted. The impact may be minimal at this point, but we will have sent a very strong message to the ANC and the DA not to take voters for granted. We are not going to end the campaign on the 7th of May. We will continue to build democracy from below, and we will be looking at at electoral reform just to make sure that these many voices that are disgruntled do in fact in the future vote and the impact on the outcome. I just want to mention actually the fact that if you stay away and you do not vote, let alone those who have not registered at all, who can't even go to the polling station, if you stay away and you do not vote, you actually increase exactly the possibility for the dominant party to increase their percentages, because the final tally is calculated on the total number that voted. And that's why we think the spoiled ballot, in fact, has got an impact, because it will be counted. So when they finally count the number of votes for each of the parties that are participating, it will be out of the total number of votes cast, including those of the spoiled ballot. And I want to come back to the spoiled ballot, because we are making sure that people understand that this is not because we are ignorant, we don't know how to vote. And that's why we are asking people to write no across the ballot paper, because those votes will indicate that these people do know how to vote.